And hey, Rick.
Hey Megan, how you doing?
Well, I am day, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 of being sick, but
Oh,
every day I'm getting 2% better, just 2%,
well,
Rick.
that's better than 0%, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I'm just trying to plod along here like nothing's wrong, but
Mm,
I'm pretty tired at the end of the night.
yeah, I can only imagine. Well, you're a trooper, we know that.
I know, I know. I'm like, well, maybe if I walk a lot, but anyway, so here I am, scratchy voice still. I apologize.
All good. Glad to hear
Okay, so Rick, you recently joined a Facebook group
it.
and there's people posting their real estate woes, and this has been fabulous for our content creation. So I do appreciate you doing that extra research.
Something to talk
Ah,
about all the time, right? I think we're gonna write a book when this is all over.
oh my gosh. Okay, so
It'll be a
this,
thriller.
yeah. So the hot topic that you were looking at today is that somebody was asking if they could get a free appraisal, or what did you see on there?
Yeah, the question was, is the appraisal fee negotiable? And that's a really
Mm,
valid question. And so I think we have to really address, well, what is the appraisal fee? Who does it? Um, who pays for it? Why is it being charged? What's the purpose of that? Right. And so when you look at that, because sometimes buyers think that, well, the appraisal fee, because it's required for the loan, that must be some sort of a lender fee. And I get the question sometimes is, well, can you waive the appraisal fee? That's a
mm-hmm,
valid question, right? But you have to understand the context behind that question. And so with an appraisal fee, we are as a lender, we are hiring the appraiser through an appraisal management company to go out and do the property inspection for the appraisal. So think of that part as like in the beginning of your transaction, you got the home inspection, right? And you got to pay the home inspector for that inspection. It's as similar with the appraisal for the lending side because we got to pay the appraiser to go out there to do that work and then submit that appraisal. So,
mm-hmm.
so the appraisal fee is not a lender fee. It's truly charged by the appraiser, just like any other fee, like a title fee, escrow fee, home inspection fee, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
As a
Mm-hmm.
lender, though, we are charged with the responsibility of ordering that appraisal through the AMC, Appraisal Management Company, AMC, and then we have to collect that fee through their portal. Then we pay that AMC directly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lender fee, although it's disclosed as a total closing cost fee. Okay. So the question was, well, is that appraisal fee negotiable? Well, I mean, I guess everything's negotiable to a point, but I will tell you that as a matter of practice and with experience, that appraisers don't negotiate their fees. The AMC has their fee. They have a fee schedule. That's what the fee is. That's what they charge, and that's what we have to go collect. Now, but what are those fees, and how much is it, and how's it determined? And so basically an appraisal fee for a standard single family home in our area runs roughly around $650 or $700 for the appraisal fee. That's a normal turn time appraisal. We typically get those back in about 5 to 7 days, usually close to
Mm-hmm.
5 days. Sometimes on a super rush, we can get a rush appraisal back in 2 or 3 days. They might charge us an extra $100 or $150 for that rush appraisal to do it that fast. And that's kind of it. If you're doing multi-units, like 2 units, 4 units, things like that, that's a higher appraisal fee, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're doing an investment property, single family or otherwise, they will do what's called a rental schedule. The separate addendum to the appraiser or to the appraisal, which is essentially a valuation of what the rents are in the area. So that's an
Mm-hmm.
fee for that. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the fees for the appraisal, and that's how it's controlled. So it's not lender controlled fee. We don't control it. We're just the ones that have to disclose it and then collect it.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. And back in the old days, just for people's reference, the loan officer used to be able to just call their appraiser friend, and then their appraiser friend would go out there and appraise the property. Usually they'd have to be approved by the lender, of course.
Right.
Um, but and they used to be able to collect more of their fee, but now since the financial crisis, and we have the AMCs involved, they collect a fee. And so
Yep.
the appraisers are being squeezed already. But
Right.
to be an appraiser is a very serious job, and
It
people,
is.
yeah, like you don't, there's no college degree in it, but you have to be trained in it. And I believe you have to apprentice for like 2 years
A
before.
very hard job to get licensed, and then you have to get to do the apprentice work. But back to your point a minute ago, which is a valid point compared to what it was years ago. So let's talk about how that changed. Back during the financial crisis in 2007, 8, in that area, we had the Dodd-Frank with the new regulations for lending. So Dodd-Frank changed all that. So prior to Dodd-Frank, we would call our appraiser, hey, Bob, can you get out there by Thursday? Yeah, I'll get out there. He'd go out there, do the appraisal. He'd send us the bill. We'd pay it through escrow. That's kind of the normal process. But Dodd-Frank changed all of that. They have these third-party entities called an appraisal management company.
Mhm.
You have to pay that management company directly for that appraisal. We, as a matter of just regulations, we have no contact with the appraiser personally. I can't call the appraiser. I can't ask him questions. It's hands off now. So it's strictly a process. We order that through the AMC. We pay the AMC. The AMC pays the appraiser, and that's the process.
Yeah. And so like we talked about, so an appraisal fee is not anything that the bank is in charge of, that's through the AMC, and they're the ones that collect the money and pay the appraiser.
Right.
And why you have to get an appraisal is because the bank wants to know that they are loaning you the appropriate amount of money in case they have to take this house back ever. They have to know that they're making a wise investment in your choice,
Mhm.
and that the house is solid, and the roof isn't caving in, and that sort of thing. And so the appraiser is really the eyes and the ears of the bank. It's the only representative that goes out from the bank to look at your house. Now, I think we talked about that the fee can change if it's a single family house versus a duplex versus triplex versus a rush appraisal. Sometimes we have squeeze timelines. We got to get things done right away. That's why you need to have your loan totally approved before you write offers. So, it's less you're squeezed down the line and less rush fees you have to pay. Now, as a listing agent, we have to advise our clients 15 ways from Sunday that there is some preparation for them to do before the appraiser gets to the house, whether it's a house, a duplex, a triplex, a fixer, a tear down, it doesn't matter. The state requires that there are working smoke detectors in each bedroom and the hallway, and a carbon monoxide detector on each floor, or near a gas appliance. And the water heater has to be properly strapped. So no matter what, and if the appraiser, guess what? This poor appraiser, they have to look for this too. Not, they're measuring their pictures, they're inspecting, and now they have to check for these detectors. And if the seller does not have them up, the appraiser has to come back and take pictures when they're up, and it costs money. How much does it cost?
Well,
$100.
that is a follow-up inspection. We hate to do those. In your case, we never do, because you do the right job up front every time. But that's an extra $150.
Let's just say I have smoke detectors in my car just in case.
Yeah, exactly. When that happens, whenever I have a condition, I'll get their appraisal back and it says missing smoke detectors. And I go, come on, man, where was that?
Come on.
Not doing your due diligence? Oh, it's
it's killing me. Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, but that happens sometimes, but we know it never happens on our files with you, but that is something you have to just be aware of. And by the way, appraisers, people think, well, it's just their opinion of value. Well, if you look at the appraisal, we see these a lot. You and I see these a lot. Look, it's about an 18-page report, and it's a lot of detailed analysis. And those appraisers, by the way, they get reviewed by Freddie and Fannie. They get reviewed by the agencies, and they get judged. And if they make mistakes on those appraisals, it comes back on them. So just like lenders follow guidelines for underwriting and approving loans, there's certain guidelines for appraisers to follow to determine value.
Right.
So it's not a matter of, oh, they like the property, they'll do a favor for somebody, it'll give you the value. No, that will never happen.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to save money on an appraisal, make sure that the smoke detectors are up, carbon monoxide detector, water heater strapped, and try not to be in a rush. So get everything done so that you're ready to move expeditiously.
Right. So what do we always say? The most prepared buyers win
Yeah, buyers win. Yeah.
every time.
I thought you were glitching. I thought you were glitching out. I didn't know that was a cue. I was like, Rick, are you okay? Okay.
Well, I am older this year. This right there, that was this time last week, and I guess so. Maybe I'm still okay.
Yeah, there you go. You're still good. All right. Well, I think that was informational and hopefully people find it useful. Feel free to forward this to your friends, your family, people you know that thinking about making a move and
For
are
sure.
looking for somebody to work with that is intelligent, experienced, and just a little bit good looking. All right, Rick, I'll talk to you later.
Megan, appreciate you.
Okay. I'm just kidding about the good looking part, everybody. All right. I'm trying to see if you're paying attention, make you laugh. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.